Tim, and welcome to the usage, care, and maintenance instructions for your Bell & Ross instrument BR-03-92 Diver Blue. Now, if you're a veteran collector and this is all old hat to you, simply fast forward to the portion that concerns your usage, care, or maintenance of the watch. For everyone else, I'm going to take it from the top and work my way to the bottom. So we're going to go through every single aspect of owning this watch. Let's start with the fact that this is an automatic winding timepiece. It says so on the dial, and underneath the solid screwed-in case back there is an automatic rotor that will wind the watch. It uses the motion of your wrist. That said, if you wish to manually wind the watch, for instance, it may have stopped, you may wish to top off its power reserve. You take the crown and you do the opposite of the locking instruction. If you turn it clockwise to lock, you turn it counterclockwise to unlock. Now you'll feel and hear the crown popping out from its threaded stem tube. Now in this first position, you turn the crown clockwise. A rule of thumb is that 25 to 35 turns will get the watch ticking. Now you can set the time, set the date, and wear the watch. It will continue to wind itself. And if you wear it daily, you only have to change the date on a regular length months and perhaps adjust the time if you live in a daylight savings zone. However, if you wish to fully wind the watch up to its 38-hour rated autonomy, then continue turning the crown. The rule of thumb is that 45 turns should be sufficient to fully energize the watch. But if you want to listen, you can hear a click or tick from within the timepiece. That's the bridle-style mainspring slipping within the barrel. It's by design. It is engineered to prevent accidental overwinding of the watch by automatic or manual means, so you cannot accidentally overwind the watch. Simply listen for the slip of the mainspring as your cue that the watch is fully wound. Now there are two subsidiary setting modes. Once you have the watch fully wound, it's often helpful to advance through midnight because you want to make sure that you get the date change registered, so you're out of the 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. no date change danger zone. And you know where you are in the AM-PM cycle of the 24-hour day. Now you can see there is an intermediate position between winding and setting that can be used for setting the date. When you find that intermediate position and you're out of the 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. changeover danger zone, then you turn the crown in a counterclockwise direction and you cycle the date. You can see at 4:30 the date is quick setting. Never use quick set during the danger zone. If you are in the danger zone and you must change the date, roll through midnight. Now there's also a stop seconds function. You saw it a moment ago, but let's return to it. When you pull the crown out 2 detents, you'll feel detent 1, detent 2, and the crown will stop. You can stop the seconds hand. Now this can be used in conjunction with a known accurate reference time, such as an online atomic clock, to precisely synchronize your watch. The way to do this is to find your reference and then set the watch so that you match the exact hour. You stop the seconds hand when it reaches the index at 12, and you set your minute hand to the next nearest minute. Not the current minute, but the next nearest minute. And you're going to stop your seconds hand at exactly 12, like so. You're going to advance to the next nearest minute, like so. And you're going to wait for that reference time to catch up. When it does, push the crown in, resume the beat of the balance. Now the watch is synchronized to your reference. It's also important to remember that you should always thread the crown back down when it's not in use to prevent shearing or abrasion that could damage the stem and the stem tube, as well as to ensure the full 300-meter water resistance rating of the watch is intact. Now the timepiece uses a unidirectional dive-style bezel. You can see, even though my hands are gloved, it's easy to manipulate thanks to the peripheral knurling. This moves in one direction and it's used as a 60-minute radial timer. It moves in one direction so it can only accidentally shorten your dive. It cannot go backwards and extend a dive. Now, even if you never take the plunge, you'll find this is a very convenient timing reference. When you line up the luminescent pearl with the minute hand, and there is differential lume on hour and minute hand, so you can tell the difference in the dark as well. Then you follow the radial scale as the minute hand migrates. This is convenient because it's more legible and readable at a glance even than a conventional chronograph complication. And whereas most chronographs only have a 30-minute register, this can serve as a 60-minute timing reference. Even if you never dive on a wreck, this is useful for timing intervals between meetings or billing hours at the firm. Now the timepiece does feature a set of hex screws that fix the strap to the case. Now, it's important that if you wish to change your strap, you only use the correct Bell & Ross 1.3 millimeter hex tool and disuse any other approximate fits, as failure to use a precisely fitting tool made of hard metal can round off these screws, and then you may be stuck with the strap as well as the screws in place. So only use the correct 1.3 millimeter hex head Bell & Ross strap tool. If you need to select a different strap size for your wrist, contact your Bell & Ross authorized dealer, which will have a full catalog of strap lengths available and will also be able to assist you in the measuring of your wrist to find the perfect fit. The timepiece is easily damaged by water if you permit accidental drowning, and that's something we need to discuss. There are three principal hazards that your watch will face: water, magnetism, and shock. We'll start with water because this is a dive watch, and water has the gravest consequences for a timepiece. 300 meters is a depth which Bell & Ross rates as sufficient for diving, so this is a true dive watch. It would meet the ISO 6425 definition of a dive watch. That said, if you leave the crown threaded out or you attempt to wind or set the watch while it is submerged or while there is water on the watch, you can bypass the seals, with the result that water will be introduced to the interior of the watch, and like a greenhouse, once the water is in, it is difficult to extract it. Therefore, cosmetic and mechanical damage will be caused, all of which could be avoided simply by ensuring the crown is threaded down and secure, turned to a stop when there's water on the watch. It's also important to recall that watches need mechanical service, but that service also includes restoring water resistance, and water resistance is not a static feature of your watch. Over time, as seals age and lubricants degrade, you will find your watch is relatively less water resistant, which is why Bell & Ross advises, at a minimum every 24 months, taking the watch to a Bell & Ross authorized service center for a dry water test. This is also a good time to have total condition and functional condition checked. So the chronometric performance, power reserve, case condition, strap condition, and water resistance can all be quickly and easily inspected by your Bell & Ross authorized service center. Finally, because this is a dive watch, be certain to always clean with fresh water and dry the watch after exposure to intense water mixtures such as highly chlorinated pools or salt water. You can always extend the life of your seals by keeping them clean. The timepiece is also subject to magnetism. Now, this can be particularly important if you're using this as a backup dive timer. Magnetism affects the ferrous hairspring at the center of your watch's balance, effectively the heart of your watch. The result of a magnetized hairspring can be fast running, slow running, in general erratic performance, and if you suspect the watch has been magnetized, take it to a Bell & Ross authorized service center where it can be quickly and easily demagnetized. Keep in mind that significant sources of magnetic flux include powerful static magnets such as speakers, subwoofers, the pickups of musical instruments, as well as the closures of wallets, purses, and refrigerator doors. High-powered personal devices or wiring looms in the home and office can also create magnetic flux that may affect your watch. While magnetism can easily be remediated, shock and concussion have more lasting effects. Now, at minimum, concussion and vibration can affect the timing of your watch. Maximally, they can cause physical damage up to and including shattering the sapphire or stopping your movement. So simply ensure that the watch is disused during concussive activities such as firearms marksmanship, the riding of ATVs or mountain bikes, as well as batting, tennis, or golf. Finally, even a well-maintained fine mechanical timepiece requires a comprehensive service every 3 to 5 years per Bell & Ross. It's important to service exclusively at a Bell & Ross authorized service center or the factory itself, as these agencies solely have access to the specialized tools, original factory replacement parts, and training to preserve the value of your watch as both an instrument and as an investment. Moreover, only these agencies are authorized to back labor and parts invested with a Bell & Ross original factory service warranty. To learn more about the care and usage of this or any Bell & Ross timepiece, visit our website at govbergwatches.com and call, text, or email any of our experts or even me. We're all standing by to assist you with your ownership process.